It's Dr. Amanda with Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com, and a lot of you are asking me this week for some reason about submitting MA cases, making sure you're clicking the right bubbles. I probably have a video about this somewhere, but I couldn't find it. If I did, I might have named it something else. So I thought I'd make another one. Plus, I think they've changed this a little bit since when I first made my initial MA videos. So as always, whenever I screenshot something from the Invisalign or Line Technology portal, I always give this disclaimer that I do not work for Align Technology or Invisalign, never have, never will, never taken a dime from them. So I don't benefit if you do this. I just think MA is an incredible invention. I was skeptical, I'll be honest, if you listen to some of my first stuff that came out years and years ago. But now that I've seen probably hundreds, if not more cases finished, little kids, itty bitties, to even teenagers that are post-pubertal, it's freaking amazing. So I like it, as you can tell. So I just wanted to go over which buttons I would click when you submit it. And like I said, if you are from Align Technology or you upset that I screen captured this and I'm making content on this, you're more than welcome, if you're a C-suite Align Technology member, to reach out to me directly. Must be C-suite, can't be sales rep. I've learned my lessons on that with you guys, and ask me nicely to take it down. But I don't know why you would, because it's just helping people and it's totally favorable, because you really don't have the best information in your portal on how to do this stuff. And people like YouTube better. So anyways, these are the 4 steps in submitting an MA case. Of course, I have a lot of content on submitting other things with Invisalign. Of course, number 1, you have to pick child or teen, right? Pick child, you're getting Invisalign first. Invisalign first is bite only and front teeth. It's not dealing with the other teeth, your 3s, 4s, 5s, and 7s. If you're doing comprehensive or phase 2, I hope if you're doing phase 2, you already did a phase 1, and then you shouldn't be fixing the bite because you should have already done that. So if you're doing comprehensive, then you can pick teen. So it's either teen or child, right? Child is phase 1, comprehensive is teen. So that's going to be 2 different billing things, whether you're billing D80 50, D80 60 for phase 1, or you billing D80 80 for phase 2. It shouldn't be D80 90 because this should not be someone over 18. And they will not let you do it if you put a weird birth date in. Have I seen people do it on adults and fudge the birth date? Absolutely. I don't know why they would. It's probably not going to work. It might just damage the teeth. Part of me, and I've done a video on this, thinks it would be really cool if they had it for a retention option, so that people get some airway improvement. But I know that they probably can't. They're probably overstepping if they do that, but just a thought. So anyways, less snoring, right? Wouldn't it be cool if they would offer that for a retention? But anyways, especially if you only wear it at night, you could have 2 sets of retainers, right? You just wear that one at night and the other one's the rest of the time. And then your bite shouldn't get funky. If you only wear the MA all night, you're gonna get a funky bite. Okay, so 4 things. I always click this, always, edge to edge. I don't do these. These are for overcorrection. I mean, I just don't see the point. Edge to edge is fine. I've never tried these, and I don't want to overcorrect and just turn into I can deal with this with overcorrection. I can't deal with this. This is a problem. So that makes me nervous. Your staging. I do the 2 millimeter increments, only because I've had the experience of the single advancement, with like twin blocks, because they don't do multiple stages in twin blocks, so that would be kind of a waste of money. So let's say someone has an 8 millimeter overjet, you're just sliding them all the way forward instead of titrating. So if you do sleep dentistry, they do the same thing. They titrate, right? They do a little bit, see how you do. A little bit more, see how you do. That's all this is titrating, okay? So it's like not causing major inflammation of the TMJs, sliding all the way forward, stretching the muscles, getting jaw pain, anything like that. I think it's just safer to do this, and you're not paying more for it, so why not do it, right? Okay, this one, jury's still out on this. I'm still trying to figure this one out. It's maybe a new one. And I didn't even realize this was the default until I went into this recently. So this is always defaulted to this. And I've been wondering why there's these weird bite jumps and shifts on the MA cases. And now I know, because this was what it was. So I don't mind this if I know the patient has a CRCO shift. As a matter of fact, that's pretty cool. No wonder why. Because before I was like, oh, we should deprogram them before we do the MA so that we get rid of the shift, which is always a great idea. There's nothing wrong with that. Or do some initial alignment and see if the shift goes away, pull out some baby canine, see if the shift goes away. Nothing wrong with that. I have tons of content on getting rid of shifts in mixed dentition or in teens or in kids. You can go to my YouTube channel, put in the keyword shift, and you'll see all that. But I mean, obviously, if your midlines are on, they're not going to do this even if you click it. So the question is, but what we don't want is we don't want to click this if you know that the midline discrepancy is not a shift. Like if you see both sides, right and left, like exact same amount of class 2, then you probably shouldn't click this, assuming if your midlines are off, because it might just be a dental midline issue. Then we wouldn't want to do a skeletal midline issue, right? Then do this. So that's really up to you to figure out if it's dental or skeletal or a shift. The midline issue, you guys got to do that clinically. I have a ton of content on that. And then lastly is precision cuts. I don't like them. I don't get them. I mean, supposedly it's supposed to help keep them in. Guess what? That's what attachments are for. I've never had any issues with them popping. The only reason you have an issue with them popping out is if you're losing teeth, or you're trying to do it when you're in quicksand and starting to lose some back teeth, which is not when you should be doing MA. I always say do it early while you just have 2 to 2 in before you lose the C's, D's, and E's, or do it late, because it's just going to be a nightmare. You're going to have to rescan every 3 weeks. So you have to time your MA properly. There's a window of about a year where you really don't want to do it. And sometimes that's the best time growth-wise. Sometimes you have to, right? But the vertical elastics, I don't think they accomplish anything. They just make it more clunky and people don't wear them. So the answer would be no for that. That should be your default. So I don't know why a lot of you are getting elastics on your setups, because I'm not asking for them. So you guys got to figure out how you're submitting them. All right, thanks so much.